Now, this is the fun part. This is where we actually start making a deal. So if you wanted to find out how you actually make a deal, this is where you go. You go get yourself a copy of Shark Cap Table, 3 fin, and you go to section F, and you start using these spinners, and you start filling in the numbers, and pretty soon you got yourself a deal. Can you sell it? Well, that's yet another issue. So let's go down here and take a look at what we do. It's really easy. The first thing we need to do is we need to select an equity deal. Now, you're going to see these little bars all throughout this whole big 4 deal maker section. The reason is that these are dual or triple or quintuple controls. We did not make this in Visual Basic, which gives you a lot of opportunities. This is pure Excel, so you got to work around some of the limitations, and this is what we had to do. Drop-down boxes don't give you the ability to have multiples, but spinners do. So we used a lot of spinners. Okay, so now, first thing we want to do is we want to set this up as an equity deal. We have other types of deals. We don't want any dividends. I've got a way to show you that, but I'm going to eliminate that. Now, there are 3 types of investors. You could be a VC, you could be an investor, you could be a shark. Well, you know, this thing is called Shark Cap Table, so naturally we like to talk about sharks. And this was all inspired, of course, from that wonderful program, Shark Tank. I love it. I watch it every time I can. I've even met Mark Cuban. He's a great guy. I want to meet the rest of them, too. Now, this little button over here is helpful. Details are showing, or you can simplify it. I like to keep it going here because there's a lot of stuff that you may not understand if you just blank it out. And the last one over here is there's some YouTube videos. We're going to update those because we're making videos right now, so these won't be quite the same ones, but you'll be able to click on them and it'll get you into the videos. So we are now going to get into the meat of how to structure a deal. We're right here in Shark Cap Table. 3 fin. Okay. Along the top here is a readout. It's kind of like, you know, here's the founder percentage ownership, the shark percentage ownership, and the options. And we're going to be watching these numbers up here, which right now are pretty much 0 because we haven't put much in it. So let's scroll, or let's move down just a little bit and where we're looking at. So let's start here with the founder pre-money value. Here we have the founder cash investment. Remember, that was $26,000. Early investment, $30,000. The cash call investment was $50,000. Don't forget that little pre-money option. See, this is all automatic stuff. It comes right in. Cash expenditures. Well, we don't have any right now, but you could. For example, if you had a cash expenditure of, let's say you were cooking along, and remember, we had $26,000 in the beginning, and maybe you spent $8,000 on a couple of red-hot computer systems and a good website or whatever. So now that's how much cashola you got in the bank. El Banco, $98,500. Other founder valuation. Well, that's everything other than the cashola. Okay, so, and then there's that founder intangible. Remember those 3 little buttons? Well, sometimes people want to make a change, and so they play around with this. They can go up and down. There's 3 of these buttons. See, you can be having fun here with buttons. Let's leave it at $430,000, just as an example. Now you add all this stuff up, and you get $2.329 million. Is it fair? Well, we'll see how good a negotiator you are when you go in front of the guys with the money. I don't want to see $5 million valuation when you have a simple deal. Come on, you haven't done any work. Get with it. So, how much money do you need? Well, that's why you spend a lot of time on 3 7-year projections. And you'll have a pretty good idea how much money you need. But right now, we're going to suggest that we need $400,000. And now, issue is, what's the investor going to think you're worth? Well, he's going to look at this. He's going to look at everything. He's going to say, I don't know, you're kind of young. And I might give you $2 million valuation. Hey, it's not so bad. not too far away from what you think you were worth. So we can scroll up here a little bit, still see what's going on here. So let's say that was the deal that we actually structured. The founders paid 1.3 cents. The sharks paid almost 25 cents. And remember, watch what happens to the price of the shark. When this number goes down, his price goes down. And that means for the same amount of money, the 400, he gets a lot more shares. We can see that happen again. I'm going to put this up to the $2 million. Look over here at the number of shares and watch this. See, I'm going down. As this goes down, this goes up. This goes down, and this goes up. Okay, so you got that point. Now, pre-money value was $800,000. Actually, we're going to put it back to $2 million. Nope. And by the way, it stays pink. When you go past it, it goes green. Ah, isn't that nice? Okay, so here's $2 million. Post money is simply this plus this, and there's the post money. This is the pre-money. And this just simply shows that there was a 14% reduction between the founder's pre-money value and the shark's pre-money value. That's not a bad reduction. Now, somewhere out here we're going to sell the company. And you could play around and say, oh, you know, great. But before we do any of that, we got to look at this little section right here. It's very important. This is where you're going to balance the balance sheets, because every time you put in new amounts of cash, you know, maybe say, well, let's only ask for 200,000 and maybe we keep a little higher per percentage. Okay, anytime you change it, you've got to rebalance the balance sheets. So here's what you do. There are three of them: low, mid, and high. And right here, it shows in the pink that you got an out of balance. Okay, so let's balance this thing. This is a drop down. Usually just click on it and keep clicking on it. No, there it goes. As soon as you see the pink go away, you've balanced it. But you got three of these things you got to balance. So keep playing around. Bingo, there you go. It's kind of a little iterative process. There you go. Now it's all balanced. You have to do that. And this gets you the chance to see what it's worth by selling. Now, something's wacky going on here. We've got the low. We could turn on, we could go mid and see what's happening. Well, I have a suspicion that we've got not a good deal here because we're seeing some negative numbers. But that may mean we have to go back and play with the financial statements. That's why we have them. All right. So here we can, multiply it by, we're doing a revenue. We can come in here and multiply by, 3.8 times revenue, which is pretty steep. And this is the valuation in year 6. That's what it is in year 7, and so forth and so on. Must mean that revenues are dropping. Something wacky has happened here, but that's okay. We can see it. We know that something is amiss. And obviously the shark's not doing so good because that's his internal rate of return. He doesn't get a very big multiple because we have got a lousy exit. All right, so let's go find out what's going on. Let's go scroll down here. Now, this is actually telling you, it says large negative IRR for investors, possible negative EBITDA, try revenues or raise exit value, increase exit year, reduce pre-money value, be sure there is a founder investment. Well, yeah, we got a founder investment right there. If you zeroed it out, it'll cause trouble. I'll show you why. Watch this. Maybe this will go faster. Yeah, it causes trouble. All right, let's leave it at 26,000. 25 is good enough. All right, so here we have an actual capitalization table. And a cap table simply takes the components. Got the founders, you got the shark share, got the pre-money options, and the option pool. Shows which valuation we're using, the investment, the shares issued, the price per share, and it changes. Post-money ownership. Yeah. It's important too. The exit value. See, that's not a very big exit value, especially when we raised $400,000. Something bad is happening here. All right, and here's the internal, the I multiple. That's the cash on cash. And here you got the internal rate of return. Yes, there's a 23%er negative. We got trouble in River City, but we're going to find out what it is, and we'll go fix it. That's how you actually do deals. If it doesn't work out, you keep playing with the numbers. And this tool allows you to play with the numbers, and you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. Just put numbers in.